What up, y'all? It's Coach Vassar. Thank you for joining me with the OTF Audio Daily Beats. As always, if you're new, thank you for tuning in. If you've been here for a while, appreciate you as well. If you have any feedback, let me know. If you find value in these videos, let me know. Information is in the description to support me. This is Monday, December 23rd. This is an ESP 30-30 day. We'll go over everything, talk about the treads, rower, weight floor, talk about the 3G, get you on out of here. So for the treads today, we're going to see 3 blocks. Block 1 alternates between push and base. Block 2, you'll see a hill pyramid. And in block 3, it's pushes with incline. For the rower, we're going to have a 20-stroke drill. Start with strength, then go all out. On the floor, we're going to blend endurance, strength, and power over 3 blocks, high reps, explosive exercises, and heavy weight. All right, so when we're looking at the treads, we're going to see 6.5 minute block, 90-second walk recovery, 6-minute block, 90-second recovery, and then an 8-minute block. Block 1, this is going to be your endurance block. Block 2 is going to be a strength block, and then block 3 is like a strength power block. So there is a little bit of a blend there. So in block 1, push base combo, in total, we're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pushes, and then the goal is to maintain push, increase push, and then decrease base each round. Now, looking at the template, even though it says decrease base, the base duration does increase. So there may be some people who don't need to decrease their base, and that's fine. We want people to, have room to grow for their pushes. So if they want to start kind of in that middle of the road, like maybe round 1.5 over their base, power walkers 8% or greater, bikes and striders, 4 maybe-ish gears over base, 30-second base afterwards. The next push, try to add, 0.1, maybe add 0.5%. On the bike, maybe add 3 to 5 RPMs, something like that. Each base does increase by 15 seconds. So they have 30, 45, a minute, 75 seconds. After that 75-second base, it'll go from a 30 push into a 30 all out. So we are going to essentially widen the gap. So whether they increase push or decrease base, or just increase the push, it's going to widen the gap, making the recovery more noticeable in terms of effort. But it's also going to close the gap between their push and their all out. So that final 30-second push, they might already be on that threshold of uncomfortable to very uncomfortable. So they might not have to add anything. Or if they do, it might be a very small amount. When we look at block 2, 6 minutes here, they are going to add 0.5% incline every 30 seconds. So once again, there's another one where every 30 seconds you're saying something. So keep it simple. Just give them that setup of like treads. You got a 6-minute hill. Your goal is to maintain base. Power walkers, you start with your base incline. Joggers and runners, get to your base speed. Every 30 seconds, you're going to tap the up arrow by 0.5% on that left side. We're taking off. 3, 2, 1, flat road base. 30 seconds, treads, add that 0.5. Add another 0.5, just add it, add it, add it. Once we get to 3.5%, we then take away 0.5. And then we'll eventually finish at flat road base and then go into a 30-second all out. Now for the bikes and striders, you're gonna begin at the base gear, and then every 30 seconds, add a gear until you reach the top of the pyramid. So they'll be at 6 gears above base, then they take away, and then of course they'll hit that all out. And then for the third block, this is gonna start with a flat road push to a push climb and then a walk recovery. It's a minute of work and then an increase in walk recovery for each round. So round 1, it's a minute walk recovery. Round 2, they have 90 seconds. Round 3 is a 2-minute walk recovery before they have a bonus 30-second all out finisher. We're gonna start with a 30-second flat road push, and then we add 2%, so they go from flat road to 3%. Power walkers will go from 8 to 10%. So power walkers are essentially, they're going from a push gear to an push incline, all out incline. Second round, it's going to be maintain push and then go to 4%. Flat road, 5%. So if they do this right, with an aggressive push and then throwing on some incline, it should almost feel like they're all outs, especially that third one. That's one of the reasons why they do get that 2-minute walk recovery before they hit a flat road 30-second all out. Now when we look at the weight floor side, blocks 1 and 2 is only at the floor. They'll only use the rower during the third and final block. Block 1, this is going to be 2 power movements and then a, more controlled endurance strength movement, basically. So you have a dumbbell clean, followed by shoulder press with an explosive tempo, and then the rotational low row. You're gonna start at 4 reps for everything, rest after each one, and then they wanna increase by 2 reps every round. Now the rotational low row, they're gonna start with the palms down, and as they drop back, they wanna rotate until it's a neutral position at the same time they pull. If people wanna do a little bit more, so as a good challenge, they could start here and then pull, go all the way to a reverse grip. I really like that because you get a lot of bicep engagement. It really emphasizes that retraction of the scapula to help with those posture muscles. The second block, your goal is to increase the weight as we lose reps. So they'll start with a lighter, moderate weight choice and then try to finish with like a moderate to heavy weight choice. We'll have step down toe taps from the bench paired up with a seated overhead tricep extension. 16 reps each, that's quite a bit. For the step down, it's alternating, so they're doing 16 total, 8 per leg. And they're gonna go down by 4 reps. So 16, 12, 8. If they have time for it, 4 reps for each. But hopefully they are taking that recovery after each movement. And in the third block, this is where we're gonna finally incorporate the rower. We're gonna see load and explode for the 2 floor movements with a bench goblet sit to stand. So the dumbbells here, they're seated, and then they'll stand up, and then they'll sit back down and then sit back into it. And this can be paired up with the bodyweight Frogger. Jump squats or like squat to calf raise with speed is a good option, or sumo squat to speed. Then they'll head to the rower and they're doing 20 strokes. Now the first 10, 22 strokes per minute. So that's gonna probably take them about 30 seconds. Then they do the next 10 as an all out with a stroke rate 28 plus. So they'll, controlled chaos essentially. First 10 strokes, drive back hard, but really take your time. Drive back hard, take your time, and then they'll hit the all out row for 10 strokes. That'll probably take them closer to like 15 to 20 seconds. So you should drastically see a difference in their momentum when they do that. When they finish their 20 strokes, check their distance, and they're gonna try to match it or beat it. I personally would have people, as soon as they're done, just leave their screen alone, go back to the floor, do their work and rest, and then when they come back, take notice of your distance then, because hey, that carryover, you did that. So you might as well try to incorporate that and use that as a benchmark for you to match or beat your next round. New interval, do your 20 strokes, and then leave, come back, did you do better? So that's a 2G. 3G, a lot going on here. So 3 blocks on the treads, minute recovery between each block. Rowers have 2 blocks with a 90-second recovery, and then floor also has 2 blocks. So on the treads, block 1 looks similar to the 2G, so push base combos, 45 seconds and 30. Base will then go for 45 on that second round, and then the third pair is a push into a 15-second all out. So just be aware of that. Very quick all out. Block 2, the 1-minute walk recovery between them. It's a 3.5-minute hill climb. So pyramid style, they'll start at flat road, but it's a push. And they want to maintain their push speed as they go up by 0.5% until they get to 2.5%. Then they work their way back down. So power walkers are going to start at 8. They'll get to 9.5. They'll come back down to 8.5, and then they'll hit 10% for the final 30. Joggers and runners, they start at flat road push. They'll go up to 2.5%. They'll come back down to 1.5, and then the final 30 all out. And then bike striders, same thing. They'll just add a gear and then take away gear. And then on the weight floor, kind of unique over here. We're gonna go push with incline, and then 45. And then push with incline, 1 minute, and then push with incline. And that's the finisher. So there's no all out for this one compared to the 2G. But same idea. Maintain their push as you add the incline. So have people be, on that aggressive side to really elicit that very uncomfortable feeling. That way they need that 45-second walk recovery and that 1 minute recovery. Now, the rowers' first block is 8 minutes and 15 seconds. They're gonna have 3 bodyweight exercises and then a 1 minute all out row. The rest, and then repeat. So think about the bodyweight movements as like primers, because you have butt kicks, foot exchange, in and out hops. So a lot of, ballistic movements to kind of engage not only the ankles, calves, but also like the hamstrings, and the hip flexors between like the butt kicks for the hamstrings, hip flexors, foot exchange, in and out hops, a lot of calf and ankle engagement. So that way they could really drive hard with the lower body on this 1 minute all out row. They'll probably get 3, maybe 4 rounds in, because you think about the 3 movements will probably take them, about 45 seconds to a minute to get them strapped in. 1 minute all out row, they kind of catch their breath. Each round's going to take them just over 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. So maybe at most 4 rounds, most likely 3. When we look at block 2, this is timed up with the third block from the treads. So they're going to do a 1 minute countdown. It's a 30-second push row into a 30-second all-out row, and then check their distance. They'll do that 3 times. The key thing, though, is the push row is at a 28 stroke rate. The all-out is at a 22 stroke rate. Yeah, so they're going to go kind of fast the first half, and then they want to maintain their wattage as they lower their stroke rate. And that's going to be a doozy of a challenge for you as a coach to make sure people are holding true to that. Yeah, so good luck on that one. But if you could really, build the value in the benefit of low stroke rate work and how that helps strengthen the lower body, they'll hopefully listen to you. Weight floor, we're going to see clean shoulder press for power for 2 rounds. And then step down toe tap, rotational low row for 2 rounds for endurance in block 1. So they just have those 2 things, 2 rounds of each, and then they choose, do they repeat power or the endurance as their bonus. For the third block, this is going to be their power block with load and explode. They have sit to stand with froggers, and then also seated overhead tricep extension. So power, a little bit of strength mixed in there. And then they will finish with a bench sit to squat jump. That's body weight though. So just, essentially goblet sit to stand, but now drop the weight and now add a jump. And that's going to be your Monday, December 23rd. That's all I got for you guys. Appreciate you. Best of luck. Coach it down.